Yummers.
I saw that, Menace. How dare you? How dare you? Shrimps. Okay, I have to play a dangerous game. I have to figure out, do I just pog? Man, TTRPGs are so difficult to make. Why would anyone do this to themselves?
Yummers.
Yummers. Arrow writes, complaining about writing. I know it sucks. Wait. How am I the gay one? What do you mean I'm the gay one? The frick? The heck? Also, I feel robbed. I normally have my little Twitch chat popped out, and off in the corner, it shows me what all of the messages are. However, it doesn't tell me when it's a first-time chatter. I'm seeing some people who are here for the first time, and I'm like, oh, pa. Is there a Subnautica ad on stream? Does this mean you're gonna play? You know it. I'm famously invested in Subnautica and want to play the game where it is a spooky, scary little ocean game. No, what? Why am I'm not Arrow Squeaks. Goodness gracious! I'm going to quickly rush, and I know I'm going to check. I'm going to make sure that click. Ah! I'm gonna do something risky. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Is this risky? Yes, that is risky. I should. I'm just KMSing. I'm keeping myself safe. I think that's good. And if it's not, well, I'm not copy pasting this whole thing just to shift it around once more. Blah. Frick, I should just copy paste. I want to be safe. I'm dumb. I want to be safe. My documents. I can't. Criminy. I can't. Beans. Then I have to do tables. Okay, I guess I'm just doing this. You probably won't figure it out, which is good for me, because my secrets shall not be revealed. I finally figured out Arrow sounds like the baby T-Rex in Walking with Dinosaurs. Ah! What? Arrow yawns? What about Arrow yawns? What about Arrow yawns? Oh, okay, Menace, you're from AE then. Got it. Identify yourself as one of the Ashen without identifying yourself as the Ashen. It's bark, bark, bite, bite, or me and the boys at 3 a.m. looking for beans. Hello, Wandering. Welcome on in. Goodness gracious. We have about 30 seconds of ads left. Let me whip this out real quick. Live on stream. Okay, like, unironically, I have, like, I don't know, maybe an hour of formatting left. Hello. Bork, I am way older than that. Gosh. Hello, everyone. Hello. We on Twitch? Hi. If you don't know, I have been busy. We should make Potemkin into Neolithic. We already added Potemkin, and then I had to remove Potemkin because I'm going to release this. And I might make it cost money. I'm not going to make the playtest cost money. Hi. If you don't know, in my streams, if you give me your attention, I want to give you my attention. So please feel free to say hello, whether you are a live viewer and you're an active chatter, or you're a lurker, or you're watching the VOD. I will do my best to say hello to you and acknowledge you. Doing the formatting and release live, that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. I was supposed to program today, but I've been busy the past week, and I've been not getting much sleep the past week. And so I would say hey, I want to take a break after the Neolithic, but nah, I got programming to do. I got girlfriend video to do. I have biophage video to do now because that was the session that I did and I recorded, which, hey, want to check out the Patreon. Over on Patreon, you can watch it right now if you pay money, or in a week if you want to watch it free. Hello, Zap and Can, or specifically N, Librefile, Kali, Menace, B, Ploy, Azu, Small, Wandering, and everyone else, Devoid, Max, everyone else who is either watching, lurking, not talking, gonna come in later, whatever. Programming is for suckers. I'm the sucker. I'm going to be doing a uni project. I've talked about this before. I went to a STEM high school for science, engineering, mathematics. Did not like it. Dropped out after my junior year because my grades were suffering. And then as soon as I dropped out, I became a straight A student. What do you know? But I was in a science and engineering program, a magnet program, and I had to take programming classes, and they were some of the worst classes I ever took in my entire life. And the professor, fine. The teacher, this was high school. The teacher, very fun dude to talk to, terrible teacher. I actually recently met up with a friend from high school, a month or two ago, and we were reminiscing, and we were talking about how that guy was the worst teacher either of us had ever had in our entire life. But he was just such a chill dude outside of that. And he was just so fun and interesting. Hello, Kemdari. But yes, I plan on doing Neolithic. Look at this. Look at this monstrous table of contents. Okay, that stops there. That's a quick start. So, what I'm trying to do, I have 10 lines too many to have it be exactly 2 pages. So I'm trying to figure out that. Initially, I had it as 3 columns, but that was a bit too squished. That wasn't Attack the Clones. That was just Lacrimosa. That's classical music. What do you go and Attack of the Clones with? But for instance, table of contents, and by the power of distortions, I learned that if I make a table of contents, I can then do this. Wow. Crazy. I know. I didn't know that. I think when I made Synthop, I didn't know that. So, we pogging. Yes. A buffet of contents. So we have the quick starts, because obviously I want to make sure that you have everything you need up first. I might need to make the quick starts larger. I might need to add in more travel information so for instance, if I do quick start, let's just do that. I'm not going to worry about that too. It's a playtest document. It can be fixed later. That is never say that. In game dev, never say it can just be fixed later after a different release. You will never fix it. However, I have a deadline that I kept kicking back, and I really don't want to finagle with the formatting anymore. So quick start. You have your species creation. It's some more information on the species creation. frick, I gotta go through and I gotta make sure everything is properly formatted and all the different pages are good. So you have your species creation, you have your creature creation, and then for GMs, you have session start, session end, rift closure tree, you have making checks, you have bonuses, you have payments that you have to make. Ah, beans. Why are you like this? Why are you the way you Please hold. This will be the next like hour stream, I hope you know. It's just gonna be me screaming. I keep surprising myself. Delayed for the 6th time. I hate it. I didn't know No, I didn't know hyperlinks. Of course I didn't know hyperlinks. What? Why is this like 3 pages of skipping? That's cringe. Cringe on main. Just gonna do that. Oh, I know what I can do. I can do this. Boom! Yeah. My hopes dash, my dreams reduced to smoldering rubble, cast down by the pyroclastic flow that is Arrow's procrastination. It's not procrastination. It's me focusing on other things. Last night, I would have had this done, and then I realized I needed a video for today. So because I have no chill, I spent like an hour last night doing a clip for today. So you have a clip for today on YouTube. The YouTube grind does not stop. You missed the ability to become soup. Well, it didn't go anywhere. So then you also have time slots for paces. You also have encounters in the encounter table. Here's a brief explanation. I don't have like roles in the quick start. I think that roles in travel might be necessary. So for instance, if I go troop roles, I might need to add in like leader, navigator, scout, rancher, hunter, builder, gatherer, assistant, alchemist, sleeper.
Yummers.
You know what? If becoming soup makes you happy and having an empty chat makes you happy, I can just focus. I can lock in while y'all are busy like becoming one amorphous giant pool of sludge primordial soup in the Neolithic Xenofauna Stone Age civilization game. Does anyone not know it's Neolithic? Let me ask you, is the Neolithic like new to any of you? Do any of you not know what this game that I'm talking about is? Because I feel like it's very important context. Put them on the community soup. Okay. Okay, I can do that.
Yummers.
No AI images. Cringe. Hello? Go. Please hold. Pot. 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 Why? Frickin' A! Why is this massive? Dog. What? Why were you huge? So I want you to be the other way. Put you down here. And we can take the maw. Criminy. Okay, we can do this. I think the maw is just like chilling there. How do we feel about this? How do we feel? Is this a good representation? Or do you want it to be like the soup is over here? Did you want the soup to be by me? How close do you want to be to me, I guess is the real question. Are you someone who you feel very strongly about your connection to me and you're being parasocial and weird? How long does the soup last? The soup lasts so long as you keep stirring. So as long as the community continues to add to it by offering up their own bodies, it will last in perpetuity, much like the generational soups of a lot of various countries where they have had the same exact like pot going since like the 14th century. That's what your mom... Oh my gosh. So I think what I do...
Yummers. Yummers.
I think what I do. Do the ASMR. Speak into your ear so you get really uncomfortable. I do ASMR. Mouth sounds. And then you leave stream, and I don't have to worry about people being here distracting me from this game. How'd you like my ASMR? Imagine if I got an ASMR mic and then I just used it to like post memes. Like I didn't even use it to do ASMR. I purely did it to be silly. I could see myself doing that. And I hate the fact that I could see myself doing that, but I could. I'm going to put this under player quick start.
Yummers.
And I'm going to add in...
Yummers.
Why are we yummersing? Like, do you really want community stew that bad? Like, I ain't going to judge you. I can't. I'm not in a position to judge you. However, I am going to ask questions. Troop roles. So now in the quick start, we have a section... Oh, criminy. Now I need to like rewrite all of these so that they fit quicker. Scouts. Dang, I guess I'm in the soup store. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? It's so sad. The guy that made Codement started like posting AI slop, and like all of the comments are just like, dang, you were really funny before you used AI. And I was like, oh, going for the throat. Community soup is one of the 4 fundamental... Oh, no, you're gone. The community stew is made for and from the community. Exactly, you get it. Gosh, dang it. What are we looking for from this? Okay, so let me ask you. Live studio audience, buzz in. If you're using a quick start and a core component of the system is that you go traveling and you choose different roles as you travel that like allow you to do different things when you travel, how much detail do you want in the quick start? Like how much can I cut so that when you're playing the game and you're like, do I play a scout or a hunter on this travel? You know, hunter gives me more food. Scout gives me a better opportunity to dodge obstacles. I'm going to pick hunter. Like, do you want the mechanics in the quick start? I assume you want the mechanics in the quick start. But it could also be like just a brief, like 1 sentence description of what each of them are. Needs to tell me mechanically what to do. No, and that's what I'm doing. All of these are like rancher. Each passive time slot, rancher may attempt to, wait, what? Oh no. May attempt to tend to livestock or animals. They fully maintain the needs of the animals up to their number of successes. The GM may allow for collections of smaller livestock to count as a single success. Yeah. The issue is that, like, again, this is slightly longer than 1 page, and I hate that. But like, I guess Death Before Dishonor, like, I guess cry about it. That's what we're doing. Gosh darn it. Why is gaming like this? Shrink the font and widen the margins. I've considered doing that. I've kept it all uniform. This entire time I've kept the margins uniform. I've kept the font mostly uniform. I don't want to get into like, oh, this one section has like 10-point font, because then you're like, why does this section have 10-point font? Yeah, I need mechanical stuff in the quick start. 1 sentence explanation isn't unwelcome, but not technically necessary. Well, so all of these are the mechanics. So like scout. When a scout rolls for a time slots encounter, they may increase or decrease the roll by 1 after it's made by however many scouts there are. That's all mechanics, right? I suppose I could truncate some of the context for these. Like each active time slot navigator may attempt to troops further. Every success advances current biome's tree by 1. A single time slot cannot have more than 1 navigator attempt, right? I don't really know how I can cut that down. Whereas a builder may attempt to construct something or assist another builder. They may make a number of checks equal to the troops' tasks. To construct or repair. They may also spend their successes in order to assist another. But like, I don't know how I can pare this down while still like explaining what it does, right? If a single time slot can only be once per roll, that's already redundant. Well, no, so like the ranch, like this has mechanics tied to it. Like if you don't have someone ranching and you have like livestock with you, the livestock are gonna die. So like you need someone to be a rancher. Like these are all roles that you fulfill that have mechanics tied to them. For instance, like alchemist is just like they may attempt to make an elixir. I suppose I could cut down all of these by saying instead of like attempting to assist another, it's just always you can attempt to assist someone else with the same role. I could also just say screw it and I could just leave this and it could be like, it's for art. Don't worry. It's for art. It'll be fine. Yeah. Art space, yay. Like that's something I've had to learn. Like I literally had to learn that over the course of this game. Is I had to learn being like, yeah, white space, it's fine. It can just be for art. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yummers.
Okay, so we are going to update. So as you can see, if you've been following the progress of this game for some time, you can recognize like here are like
Yummers.
making your creature and your species. Here's creating your creature. Here is the different ancestors that you have access to. Oh, thank you for the subs, Azu. I appreciate
Yummers.
it. For quick start includes pregens. I'm not making pregens. Celador, no. I already made 12 pregens. You can just play the ancestor species. I made the pregens. Celador, your greed is biblical. How dare you?
Yummers.
Thank you very much, Azu. I appreciate it. We just have a constant stream of yummers, don't we? That is just like the beat that is underlying the music that is playing, ain't it?
Yummers.
I like how he's just like, oh, hype train. Oh no.
Yummers.
Okay, so example conflicts. I have 4 example conflicts here. And then legitimately, I think we might be done. Unless we have... Like I added directions. I added that you can walk in like north, northwest. Like I added landmarks. Each biome has landmarks that the GM should know. Thank you for the gift subs. I appreciate it. Holy heck, that's 5 and then that's 10. That's like 15 gift subs. Woman. Yeah. But thank you all so much. I know B, you were threatening me with subs yesterday because I mentioned I'm so close to dropping Xeneolithic. Listen, this should like be good to drop soon. This should be like in the next like hour or two. The GM should know where all the regions, biomes, and locations are in relation to one another. It's can be as abstracted as concrete as they like, but should not be explicitly shown to the players outside of the rare occurrences of the game. GMs might use a hex or square grid map. Oh no, we're not gonna hype the hype tree. Okay, you're a bit premature. I'm not gonna lie. Like I haven't released the game yet. I could just like blue ball you. I could just say, oh, actually, I got my money from you, ha ha ha, and then I'm not gonna release it.
Soup yummy.
Yes, soup is yummy. That is why all of you are soup. Why else would you soup yourself?
Yummers.
Soup yourself now. I do love how like the tides of fate shift back and forth over time of if soup is the big thing or if purge the weak is the big thing. And then we got to get a banished Rorston in there for spice. You got to spice your soup. What spices do you put in your soup? Do any of you like make soup regular? The most consistent soup I make is ramen, and not like... No, you're right. You're right. I know I've talked to my friends. I've talked to like Rory, and I've been like, I can't even like, when my community thirsts over me, I can't even deny them because then they'll just moan. Like, my community is so pathetic and needy that if I deny you, you will just moan. and like at least pay me for that. So the GMs might use a hex or square grid to better understand the topography, but GMs might use a hex or square grid to better understand the topography, but all locations should be understood in relativity to one another. To understand the absolute topography. Is this giant space robot game? No, this is literally the exact opposite. This is a xenofiction Stone Age game where you create a species in a world where magic handles everything for you. It allows you to eat food. It allows you to reproduce. It allows you to locomote. And it allows you to gift subs. Thank you, Azu. I appreciate it. You're so sweet. You're so cute. But in this world, magic is fading. So your species has to evolve and catch up. So you're in a city. Do I just like make a speedrun timer? Wait, real quick. Let me live split this. Yeah, this is a Civilization Builder Explorer game. No, let's not update. All right, guys, we're gonna start our TTRPG speedrun. I'm gonna make from scratch a TTRPG. Then we're just gonna set that up. Just gonna let that run for a few more seconds so it like looks more legitimate, and then we're gonna hop in and be like, whoa, I did like 200 pages of work in 1 minute. Whoa, with the power of AI, I did all of this. Oh my gosh. Imagine someone actually trying that. Imagine someone like unironically being like, I'm gonna do a speed run to make a video game in under 1 hour. And then they just have AI do everything, and then they have the audacity to claim that they did that. And I'm just like, brother, please. What was it? Oh, right. I was doing conflicts. Okay, so conflicts. Example conflicts. The following saga is devoted to a series of example conflicts featuring the various ancestor species. Each is intended to be self-contained and be able to insert it into any region or biome. None of these conflicts should take longer than a session or two to complete. That's really it. Like, no art space. I'm gonna leave this as an art space. So the Grogan conflict. I don't know if I've talked about this on
Yummers.
before. So this is a conflict revolving around the Grogan, one of the ancestor species. They have lost their only elder, Noda, and Elder Ralphnor of the Mound family has offered to take control of the Gravel family, given he is the eldest in the path. But the family refused. Arkmal claims that despite her youth, she is more than capable of leading them. So it's this whole divide of you as presumably unconnected to Grogan culture. Come on in. Unga Bunga Abracadabra game? Yes, that describes it very well, actually. There's a lot of Unga Bunga. There is a very small amount of Abracadabra. You can do magic in this game, but it's very limited, and it's restricted to alchemy. Though I did... Oh, what am I looking at? I did end up making a section that was just like, hey, Ether has many fantastic effects, even without the alchemical process. Rituals, spells, incantations, and phenomena may manifest. Creatures whisper of conjuring spirits to aid them, or power drawn from naught but the stars' alignment. In such cases, whatever conditions make up the spell's requirements should align with a specific property's affinity. This may involve associations with a specific location, a time of night, or somatic components. Often, all of these and more.
Yummers.
By and large, these are narrative elements to use by the GM and no one else. Examples include, and then it's a couple examples of like, you didn't like make a potion, but you certainly like you didn't make a potion. You certainly did something that is not normal. A dense fog to obscure it from view. An innate sense of direction via an oath from the stars. Knitting your flesh back together by guarding the empty home of a long-gotten spirit. Yes, Azu, you got shot. And if you can't handle that, maybe pay me more money and I'll consider modding you. Like, this is a battle royale where if you get shot... Oh, gosh. All right, Azu, I hope you know, this does not protect you. Becoming VIP does not prevent you from being shot. I think B was the previous VIP, so B, any final words? I'm gonna shoot you. Like, I'm gonna take you out back. But if you don't speak soon, and I know you're timed out, I'm gonna have to take you out. Any final words from our previous boss? Oh, so now Zap is going. I think I made it. The boss can only be redeemed like once an hour. What if I like being shot? Then this is the place for you. I mean, let's be real. Anyone in this community, and anyone in this Twitch chat in particular, not even just the community, but the Twitch chat, I assume you have a thing for getting shot, which I was talking to a friend the other day. And I take the mod offer unironically, but I'll wait for whatever more mod recruiting happens. And with that, you die. Wow, I decided to check you out for the first time and you happen to be live. Hello, Nikki. I was talking to a friend, and this friend happens to be a gun nut, much more into guns than I am. And they mentioned offhandedly and without prompting that they had a thing for gunplay. And I'm just like, huh? And that, from my understanding, is when you do, like the hanky-panky, and guns are involved, which is wild to me. And so that's something I learned about my friend. And I have these sort of conversations with my friends all the time. I had a friend who just started listing his interests to me. Like we were just chatting, and I think he was talking about his girlfriend, and then he was just talking about the various things he's interested in. And I've known this guy for years. Like it wasn't him being weird. It was straight up just silliness. Oh, gunpla! I love gunpla. Yeah, he was talking about gunpla, or my friend was talking about gunpla. Okay, I have a question, like legitimate question. Why do gunpla be like that? Right? Why do gunpla be the way it is? It is scary. It is a lot of plastic. It is like you open. I saw someone doing a AC6 build. We're never releasing this TTRPG. I hope you know. I saw someone doing an AC6 build. They were building Seal Haze, and it was just it looked like a box of just spurs. It looked like a box full of just little tiny connector pieces and one big torso piece, and that was it. It didn't look like a mini that you assemble by breaking out the different arms and legs and head or whatever. It's literally just a giant pile of plastic that had no rhyme or reason, had no coherency, had no form. What is this? What is the magic that is gunpla? Okay, but have you considered how you felt about your Persona 5 crush when you pulled a gun? Okay, but B, that's what prompted it. I was talking about boyfriend number 1 from Persona 5, who, spoilers, in Persona 5, one of the characters you're friends with pulls a gun on you and shoots you. And apparently there's a lot of art, and I've seen a bit of art, where it's character X pulls a gun on character Y. And character Y is the main character. And then character Y starts kissing and licking the bottom of the gun. And that's just a piece of art I saw about Persona 5 before I even played the game. Thank you for the follow, Nikki. I appreciate it. So that's just what prompted that conversation. Persona! Exactly. So yeah, that's what prompted that conversation. A Jacques, okay. And you can't do this. Freaking, I know exactly what the charges are. All right, so we have N, V, arrow. Let's not pull any punches. I understand it's because I got distracted. I don't need you to describe it. So the way this works, everyone, I have been put on trial by N. All of you may now put forward your grievances with either N or myself. You may come to my defense, or you may support the prosecution. And at the end of this, we're gonna have a brief conversation. We're gonna have a vote, and based on who wins the vote determines who gets banned. If I lose the vote, then I get banned, and that means I can't stream. So I kind of have to have positional authority. So I guess that's what we're doing here. What are the crimes that I'm being accused of? N. My defense is I am being silly. My defense is I really don't know what's going on. And my also defense is, why does AC6 gunpla have so many plastic parts? That's really scary. And I think that needs to be addressed more. You ever built a 1-1 Gundam? Real scary. I can't say I have. I can't say I built any mech 1-to-1. The brief moment of clarity immediately thrown away to keep the yap going. Wait, can I ask a space robot mecha game question? Can I grab another robot's arm and stick it on my frame? Let me junk max! So I'm gonna have to ask, which space robot mecha game? Unfortunately, that does not narrow it down. I assume you're talking Lancer. Though you could be talking any number of games. In Lancer, mechanically, there's no rules for it, but you can literally go, yeah, I'm wielding the scrap to any mech. That's how I got my +2 personalizations. Silly is a good point. Exactly, Kali. Aero distract is what gives them... I'm spicy. Wait, I think that means something on the internet that I don't intend it to mean. Well, if I'm getting paid... Before I make a grievance, I need to know what kind of soup are you making there. Human stew. Cool to discover another trans VTuber. Yeah, I'm non-binary, so I am trans, but I am... I had a friend... Don't tell him I said this. Do not tell him I said this. I had a friend who I mentioned casually, like, yeah, blah, 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 such and such happened back when I was male identifying. He's like, oh, I forgot that you were male identifying. Not because I read you as femme, but because I just don't associate you with any gender. And like, fellas need to learn that it's the things they never intend that hold the most riz. Was the human pasture raised? No. I brought them into my chat, I shot them in front of a live studio audience, and then I ground their body up into Chunky's Campbell stew, and everyone else cheered and hopped in after them. I don't think that's considered FDA approved, but also with the state of the FDA right now, we're humans! Grievance against Zero! A baby! Is the classic no defense. Listen, I am representing myself, and I want to plead guilty on all charges, but I also motion for you to waive all charges because, Your Honor, who cares? It was really funny, and I'd do it again. That's my argument. The prosecution will now put forward their case. Finish the game, Arrow. There are no other terms. You can yap. Just finish the game before stream ends. We're going for the please God, oh my God, just do it for once in your gosh darn life. We'll waive charges if you finish the game. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to start a vote. I'm going to start a vote. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. What am I on about? I have MS Paint. I was worried for a second. I have MS Paint, so I'm going to start a vote. And we are going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction. Who wins the trial? Is it going to be Arrow wins, or is it going to be N wins? And what I'm going to say is that I'm going to award points to the loser. So if I get 70% of the votes and N gets 30% of the votes, whoever voted for N is going to get the channel points as a result. So this is like capitalism at its finest. This is, you can vote, you can rig it, you can spend 5,000 channel points and push it in one direction. However, if you invest all of your channel points in the winning side, you will not get a return on your investment. If you invest in the losing side, you will get a return on investment. So heads up. That's how we do things here. So you can do a prediction. I think you might get one free vote, or maybe it's just you wage with channel points. So if you see one side is winning, you can invest channel points in the losing side and make out like a bandit, and that allows you to shoot a lot of people. Vote for progress, vote for liberty, vote for N. My answer is, if you ban me, you're not getting the TTRPG. If I get banned, you're not gonna get the TTRPG. I'm gonna be dead. Arrow finish the game is the new Shinji. Okay, can someone explain getting the robot Shinji? Like, I understand it's Evangelion. I understand it is like Shinji is a character, and presumably he needs to get in the robot, but like, is there any context for it? Is it like put the fries in the bag? That's market manipulation? Yes! I never claimed it wasn't market manipulation. I never said this court was not a kangaroo. We are hopping around from topic to topic, from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, landmark case to landmark case, literally just closing our eyes and ignoring precedent whenever it so suits me. See, that got a lot of points up. That got a lot of people voting for my side because I can just say whatever I want. So a normal RPG, ban arrow! Wait, I should have thought this through. Yeah, you should have. Shouldn't you just scaredy 14-year-old that doesn't want to fight the big and scary monster risking his life so his father tells him to just do it? Doesn't everyone hate Shinji? Jump up and get down. Come on, get on the floor. Everyone do the dinosaur. Okay, so something that I neglected to mention. It was 35% N, 65% arrow. That means I will win. I will forward channel points to N. However, N, you should know what this means. By swinging at the king, you best not miss. Does N have any final words before I ban you? Do you have any final words before I time you out? This is your price that you have to pay when you swing at the monarch. You best not miss. Objection! You know what? I give it to you. Yeah, you're fine. You avoid the ban by no youing me. I'll give that one to you. That one was clever. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh right, I'm reformatting a TTRPG. Right. When in doubt, if you see any white space, assume art will go there. It's not gonna go there. There's not gonna be any art there. I'm lying to you. I'm lying for clout. Yeah, so frick. Criminy. Beans. Don't judge me for the words I speak. Gosh. I slowly go through and I reformat line by line. Oh, criminy. Dude, I have so many pages on this that it literally like lags the document every time I work on it. Right, so I have like a murder mystery, but instead of murder, it's just someone stole something, but I framed it like, here's the timeline, here's the culprit. Like, I thought that was really funny. Oh, criminy, there's nothing adorable by me saying, oh, criminy. Don't whisper on stream, the puppies are gonna wake. Why would that wake the puppies? The truth is the game was rigged from the start. Exactly. Would you believe me if I haven't played New Vegas? Can remember to Control S? This is Google Docs. This is not MS Paint. What? Of course it's not MS Paint. It's Google Docs, not Word. So it autosaves. And now I have enough to j'accuse if I find a funny time. Thanks, Zen. Arrow Adorable. We're back on the Arrow Adorable. You know what? I get a lot of art. I get a lot of very, very kind art about the TTRPG stuff I make. I get some Arrow Kisser art. I've gotten, on occasion, fan art of me, intermittently. I wouldn't say I get fan art with any regularity, but I always appreciate what I do get. I haven't gotten any Arrow Adorable art. I've certainly gotten people who think I'm hot. I've gotten some art that makes me go, oh, that's how you see me. And I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna like deny that art because like, hey, keep it coming. But I have yet to get any art of me like kawaii des. Criminy. Beans. I can't draw. Don't worry, with the power of generative AI. Oh no, anytime I talk about art, I'm just gonna be like, with the power of generative AI. Anytime I bring that up, because it's just so, it upsets all the right people, right? Because it upsets tech bros because they think that I'm making fun of them, because I am, but it also upsets like real, like actual artists, because then they like don't get the joke. And I like causing problems. I like spreading misinformation on the internet. That's why I thought it would be really funny to make jokes about Synthop, my robot game where you play as AI, make jokes about it being made by AI, and then I realized that the market is so filled with slop right now that I probably shouldn't. And that was a PR decision. I should release a Google Docy. I'm gonna release a Google Docy soon. I'm an actual artist, and I know you're just Jonklin. I am the Jonklin. Counterpoint: if you are aerodorable, all of your art is kawaii. Which, to be fair, if given the option of, hey, I'm gonna draw you, would you prefer I make you hot, or would you prefer I make you like kawaii, like super cute? I would say make me hot, right? I rock that. Pentex is real. They made AI. The data centers are not full of computers. They're just massive worm bands. You say that? Genuinely? I should probably have included that in my werewolf game. Like, genuinely. Docking on Google? Yes, please. Like, a ship? Like docking a ship, a boat? Because, like, Google Docy is like VTubers. Like, Google Docy is like you released a 100-page document saying how someone was mean to you one time, and then everyone needs to, like, cancel them on Twitter. That's what Google Docy is, to me. That's my culture. That's how we talk about Google Docy. All AI data centers are made by Pentex. I mean, like, yeah. Like, not only are they not useful and not helpful to what they do, they also are, like, actively killing the planet. Let's do page break. Page break. Okay, so now you have a murder mystery equivalent where you have 3 suspects, you have a victim, and you have a culprit. We can make this 2-pronged, where its formatting has like that. But we're probably going to do the page break anyways. Sometimes, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I was talking with my roommate, and I set a timer to get dinner out of the oven. And I was talking with my roommate. I set a timer for 6 minutes. I sit down. I'm chatting with them. My timer goes off, and I immediately jump in my chair and I go, ah! Because I forgot that I set a timer. The technocracy wouldn't do that. They're working towards a greater good for real, for real. On God. Except there is no God because that's not part of consensus. On God. For real, for real. No cap. Like the technocracy, I maintain, and I don't know how controversial this is, I think that Kane, the TTRPG Kane, would make a great division of the technocracy, where the core conceit is that, well, so long as we still have religious fanaticism, we might as well manifest it in order to take down, like, Banes, right? So demon or sins are simply Banes, and the psychic sea is simply the Umbra, and the veil is the gauntlet, and grace is just your natural affinity with connecting to spirits. And so the technocracy in World of Darkness utilizes Kane as one of their divisions in order to... What the frick? I don't want to... Oh, God. I didn't do the trees. Sorry, I have to capitalize the T's. I'm so sorry that, like, every single time I do anything, I just scream and then I interrupt myself and then I move on without explaining what I'm doing. That's what formatting is. Hot take: the traditions of the bad guys, the Mythic Age, was not good for the average citizen. Man, it was only good for wizards. Do you want to be eaten by dragons? I would not ask anyone if they wanted to be eaten by dragons, because I feel like the scaly community would say yes. And that's why I wouldn't ask them that. I don't know, like, you do you. Your life is yours. However, I know what I'm not asking certain individuals. Not even out of judgment, just because like I don't want to know. I don't want to be involved in that. No, thank you. There's a game called, has anyone, what the frick? What the frick? Other trees. Other trees. There's a game called The Dinosaur. Has anyone seen that played? It is a game where you play as an actual literal dinosaur, but you're like an anime girl. So you're a dinosaur that's like breasting boobily because you have double D's. And the whole game is it's a dating sim with a really hunky doctor and also a really hunky hunk who's at the doctor's office every time you go. And in it there is Vor, and I watched Doki Bird play. And it was a wild experience because she is not a sus lewd tuber. She is absolutely someone who is like, just is going to laugh uncomfortably or jubilantly at anything that happens. Okay, let me grab teas for the trees. I played the dino game where you run away from the apocalypse. I feel like that would make a pretty good game. I'm not gonna like just a straight up like I'm gonna date myself. Temple Run. Is that a game? No, people talk about Subway Surfers, don't they? What the frick? The Monarchy of the Shattering Gaze. Why did I make this? Why did I do this to myself? Technocratic Union is probably less bad on the whole, though. That sounds like New World Order propaganda. Not gonna lie. Just straight up. The traditions had their issues. For instance, very sexist, Eurocentric. I imagine quite homophobic, being Eurocentric. They didn't like rewrite reality so that like banality would be the main thing. All I'm saying. They had whimsy. Listen, they were problematic. At least they had whimsy. That's not the hill I'm dying on. I hope you know. What am I writing? What is this? What? Do I just keep the dots? What the frick? What the frick frack patty whack? Gonna go grab a snack. Well, like I hope all of you. Oh frickin' hey. I hope you know, a lot of this I have not touched in like months. So I'm reading. Oh, I do already have other trees. Pog. Like I'm learning this for the first time. Like I remember I wrote Romeo and Juliet War of the Roses like in Xeneolithic. And that is the Strovodellum conflict. I don't remember writing. I remember that it is written. Ah, frick. Ah, criminy. Ah, beans. Oh no. What are we gonna do? If I had access to a robot leg, I hate to say it, but I'd keep my disabled legs. Really? Interesting. I mean, that's entirely personal preference, right? A lot of people, I think a lot of able-bodied people get very up in arms about what should and should not be the correct answer. I think a lot of disabled people are the ones who are just like, yeah, I have a pretty like chill opinion on this. Like, sure, I have my opinion, but I'm not going to judge anyone for doing the other one. And like, obviously that's a simplification, but like just anecdotally, that's kind of what I've heard. Is that broadly speaking, it's people that don't have a horse in that race get really involved in that race for no reason. Crime it. Beans. I hope you're not upset at my absolute foul mouth today. I hope that my screaming out of Gadzooks is not upsetting to any viewers present. I would hate to make anyone uncomfortable with my exclamations. What am I freaking heckin' gosh darnin' doing? Okay, that works. Okay, we have the Monarchy of the Shattering Gaze. We also have the Queendom under Burgundy Waves. That rhymes. Pog. I love rhyming. Did I do that? I'm so dumb. I'm sorry. I am brain dead.
Yummers.
I'm only aware of the one way to quell a mouthful of expletives. What is one way to quell a mouthful of expletives? Is it eating soap? I don't want to eat soap. There's no other explanation for how Gundams just appear. Who up shattering? That got auto-modded, and I had to manually allow that. I hope you know. Who else up shattering they gaze? Well, I will say, the whole premise of this Strovadelum example conflict is that there are gays. There is a Romeo and Juliet style, a simple farmer from one monarchy meets a soldier from another, and they fall in love. And the soldier is manipulating the farmer in order to get information for her nation, but the farmer like trusts and respects the soldier too much to actually like stop her. And so the soldier kind of like collapses under the guilt, and you have to help them through this. A la relationship counseling. And like, that's just kind of a thing I added to this game, because why not? This game really is just my nonsense, and I'm so sorry for anyone who got excited for it. This is not the game you're expecting it to be. Like, this is not going to be a good game. This is going to be my unfiltered nonsense, all just stacked on top of each other. Can they both technically be female identified? They are, I think. So it is Calum Circulium, a soldier of middling rank, entranced by the beauty, she, her pronouns. Green Van Boerden, a simple artisan, unvalued by her, she, her pronouns. So even if they're like non-binary or not like a woman or not whatever, like they both use she, her pronouns. Is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for Yuri? Oh my gosh. My recent Evil Advisor clip, I had someone comment, and this was like some dude. This is some rando. Like this is like one of the names I recognize as being a stream chatter. Was just like, I was worried. Like I didn't know where the gay was going to come in, and then finally it came in at the very end. And I had someone else who watched my Evil Advisor clip. Which the Evil Advisor clip is like, I took, I was doing read-throughs, and one of them was like, oh, I'm pretending to be poisoned by my evil advisor, but it's not working. Like, am I the jerk for that? Because like, it's to make him feel better. And then I paired that with like, oh, your evil advisor, he's actually straight. There was no romantic undertones to him attempting to poison you. I'm so sorry, but I will get you your toxic yaoi, my liege. I promise. And so I combined those together. And then someone in the comments was just like, huh? There was nothing about it being gay. Why is it suddenly gay? That doesn't make any sense. And my initial thought was just like, you must be new here, buddy. you must have rolled in from Stupid Town. A freaking eunuch. Do either of them have poison abilities? No, Strovadelum don't naturally have poison abilities. Arrow, please draw a quick Homer. I will beg, then beg. Like, do not offer me your whining and your begging unless you are willing to get on your knees and make a fool of yourself in front of everyone else in chat. And then I will deny you and consider it on my own time. Everything is gay if you're non-binary, gender fluid enough. That is the thing. Like, if someone were to be interested in me and then question, wait, does that make me gay? My response would be, it is entirely dependent on what would be funniest, right? Like I'm pretty firmly of the opinion that just like, hey, if you're masc or femme, if you're non-binary or you're trans or like trans-binary or you're cis, like no matter what you are, being attracted to me is a mistake. Let's get that out of the way. But is also gay. I feel like it has to be queer if you're attracted to me. Dang, they begging? Yep. And that's disappointment. I refuse. Man, I really got to stop like denying my audience, because like that will just encourage you. I like to say that I'm a man written by a woman. That's fair. Gay mistakes and memoir. Listen, anyone who finds themselves attracted to me is doing themselves a disservice. I promise you can do better. Right? Now, will you do better? let's not split hairs here. However, can you do better? Am I the bottom of the barrel? Am I a problem and the only reason that you would be interested in me is that you think you can fix me? Now that's something else, right? Let's do heading 2. Let's do heading 2. I learned not to beg anymore. See, Azu gets it. You can tell the regulars from anyone who's a newer stream viewer that when I say beg, I don't mean actually beg. I mean like I'm going to clown on you. So I am absolutely the sort of person where I'm just like, yeah, elbozo. You know that meme with 2 cars? This is brilliant, but I like this. I don't understand how you're attracted to someone online only who you only knew through streams and videos and who you never met before. I don't either. Like, I suppose I get like admiration. If you are to say you admire me, or you think I'm really clever or funny, or you want to be my friend, like that's all still kind of parasocial. And I think that still has a line that if you pass it, it becomes unhealthy. But I understand it. Like, oh, this person seems really cool. I want to get to know them. I want to be their friend. I have people who randomly like friend me on Discord, and I'm just like, I have a policy where I don't do that. Please stop. But like being like, oh, I love this person. This person who, oops. I forgot that I was streaming. I was gonna click off the little hype trade notification. I doubt I showed anything I shouldn't have. Let me just check. Let me just make sure that I didn't show off anything I shouldn't have. I mean, I showed off like how many subs I have. It's fine. It's fine. What am I doing? Oh, we have an ad break in progress. Unpog. Let's look through the formatting real quick. Example conflicts. The following is devoted to a series of conflicts about the ancestor species. Each is intended to be self-contained and able to be inserted in any region or biome. None of these conflicts should take longer than a session or 2 to complete. The names and locations can easily be swapped out to better fit the game you are playing. Use the treat them as inspiration to jump off of, or a guideline to orient your other conflicts around. Let me just slowly but surely scroll. I don't want to scroll it. I'm sorry. I do not want to slowly but surely scroll all the way up. That's this entire Jeebus crisp. I think full stop. I think we're done. Outside of like minor formatting, like, oh, this like got shifted one. Like I need to add in like an acknowledgements page. Hey, Fei. Did we ever learn what the keys behind you unlock? Nope, no one has ever asked that before. Everyone is just distracted by the keys jangling. Would I call my son Biome? It's a good name. New non-binary name just dropped, Biome. Why is arrow left right? Oh, I see it now, like a good 190 pages out of like 210-ish. Neat. What does that mean? Which page of the document is Saga 11 on? Yeah, so Saga 11 is on page 198, and there's about like 215 total. So basically the example conflicts is like, here's just some example conflicts that you can run in your game. They have different, so for instance, if I go to the Gargan conflict, it says, hey, here's a quick explanation of what this conflict is. Here is like the main important players. The main important players on one side. Here's the main important players on the other side. On the other side. And then here is some like third parties, right? So you have what you need. Like, you have the characters. You don't have like descriptions for them. You don't have personalities per se for them, but you do have like Elder Rafnor. Claims this is the highest. So welcome back from the ad, everyone. I was just showing off one of the I was showing off the table contents, and I was showing off one of the example conflicts. I don't want to fix anybody now that I really think about it. I'm happy with them being strange. I just want to bring them with me. And that's so valid. And it's something where, like, I don't know. I've known people who want to be fixed, and that hurts everyone involved. And I know people that have a savior complex and really care about fixing others, and that ends up just being really annoying for everyone. You got thrown in ad jail, but that's okay because I give ad revenue to the good bean. Oh, Faye, you're just the sweetest. Oh, Faye, actually, are you on my Discord?
Yummers.
I don't know if you're out of ad jail now, but if you're on your Discord, I'm looking to get into Perfect Draw. And I know that so if you don't know, Faye, another VTuber, generally, I don't know how she feels about this. She's kind of like the Perfect Draw one, where she played in Errata over on YouTube. So if you're good to chat about that, I'm trying to get into Perfect Draw at some point soon. So if you're on my Discord, feel free to hit me up, and then we can talk about that. Now, imagining you, Arrow, accidentally messing up the formatting and furiously punching the keyboard to fix it with an... Yes, and okay, I'm not gonna lie. Up here, I initially was really trying to get this all like double two columned. I'm doing a lot of column work in this, and I was trying to get it like, so Grogan is on the left side, Thistletrix is on the right side, Westum is on the left side, Strovatelum is on the right side, and it just was not working. I spent like 15 minutes, and I legitimately was so frustrated. I was like actually like pouting and like smashing my keyboard. Not actually, but like as close to it as I would get. Oh my gosh, the angriest I get is that technology. I don't know about you. I can deal with someone being stupid. I can deal with someone being bigoted. I can deal with someone being incompetent. I cannot deal with technology not doing what technology is supposed to do. Because with a person, I can forgive them. With a person, I can rock what they're up to. With the person, I can understand that they're a complex being that has their own things going on, and maybe if they screwed up, they were really tired or really stressed, or maybe they didn't know what they were doing, and so that they should be given some grace, because I want to be given grace when I screw up. With a computer or with a device, that will unironically tilt me more than anything else in life. Like, I need to have a better relationship with machine spirits, because I just like do not vibe with machine spirits, and I don't know what it is. Like, I thank my I've tried to start thanking my technology on the off chance that I need to like, maybe it's a me issue, right? I am absolutely the sort of person who, like, if I thank my computer when it does something well and then it doesn't break, and every time I thank it, it continues to not break, I will assume that thanking it is what's keeping it from breaking. And yes, I understand that does mean I've already entered the first canticles of the Omnissiah, and I've donned my red robes. However, I am not Admech. The Omnissiah does not smile upon this guy. I might have a savior complex. I have the mindset of I'm the strongest, I can win anything, nothing can stop me, and if I can pick fights that other people have, I will. Yeah, and that's the thing where, like, I mean, part of that is you have to recognize people have to fight their own fights. Like, it's weird. It's unintuitive. It is like odd and unusual. You have to allow people to fight their own fights and lose their own fights. And that is something that, like, I think a lot of folks, particularly men, but like just a lot of folks, particularly men and particularly parents, I would say, are the two biggest demographics of that. You just got to let people fail. It's odd, it's weird, it's not really intuitive, but like, yeah, you just kind of gotta. Okay, frick. Okay, one more. I'm going to open up in another page. Open up Distortions 1.1. I'm going to scroll down. Just going to copy paste. Frick. Heck. I'm going to page break. Ah, frick. Beans. Criminy. Drat. Darn. Dang. Ah. Gadzooks. Okay, so all of this going to go center. I'm gonna make you version playtest 1 as of May 2026. Layout and game design by Arrow Writes. Art has a whole section, so like there's no Tom Bloom. I'm not gonna start off with any fan art because I've already gotten some fan art about some of the creatures and whatever. I'm not including them in the playtest. Art. I have not. Font is Times New Roman. Oh, frick! If I want to change the font, no, display test. So the reason I went frick is because if I change the font, that's going to change the size of the text and rapidly alter the table of contents and rapidly alter the page layout, particularly because I have a bunch of page breaks. So about let's do that. Version playtest 1, layout and game design by Arrow Writes. This game in the later stages of this game of this book were developed live on stream, taking active suggestions from the Arrow Kissers. I cannot take full credit for this work. This is our joint project. That's just something I like to include whenever I do stuff on stream. So layout and game design by Arrow Writes. Art forthcoming. If you don't know who I am, oh yeah, obviously if someone's in danger, stop them, but like every kid needs to touch a stove. Yeah. Preferably with something less dangerous than a stove. Percussive maintenance. Okay, am I the only one that's kind of sad to see percussive maintenance go? Because did you know the reason percussive maintenance works is because of the way electronics were set up is that they had like wiring that could misalign. And by smacking it, you could whack the wiring back into place. Like that was literally how it worked. And over time, it will continue to degrade and get further from its position. And the more you whack it, the more of a temporary fix it is. But now, with how everything is set up, smacking your device doesn't actually help anymore. Like if you smack anything made in the last like 16 years, it will not do anything except maybe break it further. And I'm so sad. I love the idea of percussive maintenance. Cursing by the name of money just makes sense sometimes. Ooh. I never got hurt enough as to where I'd learned my lesson. I think maybe that's why I can always win. Listen, I know folks that have like, gosh, I know folks that have like been emotionally devastated and they did not learn their lesson. And I've seen that manifest both as, I'm so sad, I'm going to cry, I'm going to be like absolutely distraught and be unable to do anything. And I've also seen that manifest as, well, guess we're doing rebounds now. And surprisingly, for all of the problems they have, the rebound people are actually the ones that like operate way better, because when emotionally devastated by a person or a relationship or like whatever, the people that just like curl in on themselves and be sad don't have anything to take them out of it. And you think the rebound would just be unhealthy, and it oftentimes is. However, surprisingly, the people that, and maybe it's like a correlation, not causation thing, the people that are more inclined to rebound and like seek comfort from another person after being like hurt from someone else are the sort of people to just like be, it's the idea where like your leg is broken, so I punch you in the arm, and so now you're not worried about your leg because I just punched you in the arm. Like, yeah, the rebound sucked, but like it hurts less than the emotional devastating one, but it's more recent.
Yummers.
I would low-key give up on the entire project if I had to rewrite the table of contents. You've got ironclad willpower. Well, so the table of contents, I specifically kept putting off the table of contents. Luckily, I can literally just do this. It all updates instantly. Hey, Araya. Oh, actually, Araya is a great example. Araya constantly makes me cute. Like, I was talking earlier about the idea of, like, most of the, like, a lot of the fan art I've gotten, like, makes me hot. Which, again, not upset by. I will take more of that. But, like, Araya's art style just makes me adorable. Same thing with, like, Yuzu is another community artist where, like, any time I've seen art from them, they make me adorable. And I think it's just, like, an art style thing. I was going to say you can just use a table of contents. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay. If you don't know who I am, I'm a VTuber. If you don't know who I am, I'm a VTuber that talks about game design, TTRPGs, and writing. If you enjoy the game, check out my other work at my channel. If you want to support projects like this, consider supporting the Patreon. Feel free to contact me at ericuswrites@gmail.com for inquiries regarding this product, or just give your thoughts. No artificial intelligence was used in the creation of this project. It's designed by, it is human-made, even if no humans feature in it. Are we done? Like we might be done. But like, I think we're pogging. At this point, like, okay, I'm gonna do one more scroll. I want everyone to scream. I want you to spam. I want you to go, arrow, arrow, and just in the chat, if you see something that looks like it's malformatted. I'm just gonna... Remember, we're not worried about mechanics right now. We're just page by page, seeing if anything obviously and clearly is malformatted. And like, yeah, you don't know what my intention was. However, that's good, because it means that I'm not in my own head and like focused on what it should be. You're looking at it with a fresh set of eyes. Can I just scream anyways? I'm gonna ask that you wait a couple minutes. Okay. Playing the same species. I might need to overhaul this. If one or more player wants to play the same species, it's up to them to jointly create the species. If one or more players playing a creature of a species when the rift closure tree completes, only one player rolls, then that player can spend their... for the rift closure tree, each creature contributes their ether organs. Each creature contributes their amount. For the rift closure tree, it extends. It counts. The note, the length of the rift closure tree is dependent on the ether, the total number of ether organs across player species, not characters. Alternatively, players of the same species can pull together their XP. So, sorry, I'm just reformatting this. Then the player can spend their individual XP to evolve the species. Their XP separately to evolve the species, with all players benefiting from these adaptions. Alternatively, a player of the same species can pull together their XP. Again, this requires the unanimous approval of every player of the species, even those not involved in the pooling of XP. For species with multiple player creatures, the cost of every adaptation is increased by 50%. Like, I don't want this to be math, right? So you tell me if this makes sense. I have 3 players all playing the same species. When you evolve, each of them has 15 XP, and a level up costs 5 XP. If 3 creatures pool their XP together, you have 45 XP. That 5 XP adaptation would be... What the frick? 5 times 50% would be 2.5. So it'd be 5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 because there's 3 players total. So it'll be 10. Does that make sense? Or should I just make it? There's no math, there's no discount. It is literally just if you have 3 species, the XP cost is triple the cost. OMG, Zactac released a video on my favorite sin, Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull. Overhaul it, like work on it even more. The work is never done. Like, listen, I wanted to kick back stream today so I could just crank out Xeneolithic. And then I realized I will always have more. Let me... Which, like, I've complained about this a lot, let me tell you. I do love this. Like, this is something that is very fulfilling for me. I'm very excited for it. I'm very proud of it. However, it is kind of, like, devastating. It's kind of devastating. It is kind of a ton of work. Frick. Beans. Criminy. Okay, I'm gonna make a decision. For species with multiple player creatures, cost of every adaptation is increased by it is multiplied by the amount of creatures of that species. If two players are the same species, all of their adaptations would cost double. I think this would be, e.g., if 2 players are the same species, I think I just simplify the math. Right? For species with multiple player characters pooling their XP together, the cost of every adaptation is multiplied by the amount of creatures of that species. E.g., if 2 players are the same species, all of their adaptations would cost double. It would cost twice the normal amount. Okay. We return. No, frick. Criminy. Beans. The formatting is so silly sometimes. The formatting is so silly sometimes. It drives me insane sometimes. It makes me crazy sometimes. Crazy. I was crazy once. Okay, back to screaming. Back to getting ready to scream. Scream if you see anything bad. Simplify the math, in my opinion, works great, especially for early playtesting. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just like have it be just a simple, if you have 2 creatures of species, cost twice as much. Okay. Incredible. I'm a god. Yeah, and what about arrow snarls? I will take a nap. I'm too tired. The project seems to be good. I'm eager to do playtesting. It should be dropping in the next, like, hour. Like, I'm gonna need to make, like, the itch page, but... Durability, repairing items, special items... Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. All's well, all's well, all's well. This is why I'm just like going page by page, right? Do I include this? No. I personally would do that. I don't think I make a rule about that, right? That was perfect. What was perfect? Who up Zenewing they lithic right now? I am. Presumably the only person in the entire world doing that. Ooh, that pot of soup is not big enough to feed everyone here. You're so needy, Leans. You're lucky I treat you well.
Yummers.
There we go. Never say I don't treat you well. Okay. A Mew. Ancestor species. Grogan. Oh, gosh. This has been so much effort. I'm so happy to not have to worry about this. Except actually, I'm probably going to have to do a hot fix like within a week. Because if even 1% of the people who said they were interested in playtesting actually playtest, I imagine I'm going to get a lot of complaints. But that's why we in alpha. Gosh. This really has been a journey. Like, for those of you who don't know, I started this on the train close to a year ago, like 10 months ago. And I had the thought, what if you rolled? Like, you had no stats. It was entirely vibes. So, like, what would rolling a Grogan be like? Just Grogan the word, like the Boba Kiki of it. It sounds particular. This is why we do this. The Boba Kiki of it just sounds particular. And so I'm curious what people would roll with that. And like, well, what if there's something that none of your associations roll for? Your ancestors, I guess. Like, if you descended from Grogan and Thissatrix, how would that work out? Murder, death, violence. Wah. Wah. Wah? Wah? Wah! Wah. Wah. So, the Grogan was like the first thing that came up with. And that's why, like, literally the 1 through 12 in order is what I came up with. I didn't come up with all of them on the train. Low complexity, high complexity. I think I skipped this. Grogan on the train, exactly. Beans? No, that's not me. That's not. Ugh. Do I just keep this? Yes. Yes, white space is not the devil. White space is not evil. Every time I see white space, I think it's like needing of destruction. But yeah, so the idea of rolling Grogan, and then from there I was like, well, what if you like actually get to make your speech? And what if like gaining different traits was the main benefit, the main interesting bit? And so I went ahead and I made it so that you had the ability to evolve traits. And then I started making the different traits that the different species had. And I started going around and I started like adding more to them, like different regions that you could be from and different cultures that they would have, and like the differences between them and their influence on you. What does it mean to descend from the Thissatrix versus the Strobodelum versus the Jirikiri? And so it just kind of continued to grow and grow and grow, and it was so much fun. This has been so much fun, and I'm so ready and excited. I'm so ready and excited for this to be over. Like, and then I'm gonna have to do hotfixes, and then I'm gonna probably make at least one supplement for it, where at the very least I'm probably gonna do a pump of community content, where if folks have biomes that they want to add, I would love to. If folks have art they want to add, I would love to. I need to change sentient to sapient in a lot of spots. Pets and travel, alchemy. There's so much here. I'm worried that it's too much. I'm worried that, like, obviously in playtesting you want it to be pretty low tensile, right? Like you want it to not be too much. But I do think that in this game I may have added too much. Genuinely. And I think that's because, like, scope creep. I think that I just let it continue to grow, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I'm worried that it might not be a good thing. Because, like, initially this system had no alchemy, but I kept referencing, like, elixirs. I kept referencing potions, so I was like, there's probably be a system for that, right? And so I made a system for elixirs. I realized, oh, people love pets, so I'll add a system about raising and, like, developing pets, but longer than just, like, I find a bear and I roll animal handling. When the player adds ingredients to an elixir, the GM secretly increments a counter by 1. Increments a counter by 1 for each ingredient, and secretly decrement that same counter by 1 for each with a negative. The final number is the elixir's charge. Okay. Frick. Heck. This is just lore. As you can see, I added, like, outside of the ancestors, which each have, like, their own, like, cultures and whatever, because they're going to be showing up in the game. I have, like, 5 pages of lore in this, like, over 200 page book. Oh gosh, and then we have the different biomes and the regions, and these are all so much like this book is like 100 pages of just, like, a bestiary, right? This book unironically has like 100 pages where all it is creature after creature after biome after biome after creature after plant after creature after plant after biome after plant after region after biome after creature. Like the latter half of this is just biomes, and I would love to short that. However, if we get art for, like, the Arablimo, if people are like, I want to draw an Arablimo, a vibrant purple and pink rope that has, like, shaggies and sprouts, wow, that sounds like so much fun. And then, like, you draw that, I would then be able to include art here, right? That's the goal. But however, does anyone care about the Zerkrasti? Does anyone want to draw a Balker? Does anyone care about the Edic? That's the question. And that's why, like, I would have to then go and fill in the gaps, which luckily, if it's cave drawings, I should be able to manage cave drawings. I can make my ancestors' proud. Xeneolithic wildlife observers. I mean, like, you say that, but this is not a system. This is not a game that requires a... Please hold. Sorry. I realized an issue. I don't think I list anywhere how long it takes to get through a biome. And I think that's on the GM ultimately, but I don't even have like a guideline for that. So let me travel. Pace and direction. This determines how quickly a troop progresses and how vulnerable they are to encounters. Pace determines how quickly encounters. Upon rolling an encounter, encounter preparation, recurring encounters, basic needs, troop rolls. Arrow does not need to go hard in the monster nature paint, but they did anyway. I didn't though. Should I put the link to a clip of a recent moment I found funny in here Discord? So we have a thing in Cotton 4K over on the Discord. It's big because there was a lot of thought and fun put into it. It might be harder to surmount, but it's nicer for it, and in my opinion, worth it. Well, I'm glad that you say it's worth it, because it's always, as excited as people get about it, it's always really easy for me to look at this and be like, okay, this is a bunch of trash, and it just added more and more trash to a giant trash pile. Yeah, I have nothing about biomes. I think... Each day night cycle will have time slots where the troop can work towards advancing towards their goal. Advancing towards their goal. Each biome will take varying amounts of successes, or a varying amount. Each biome has a tree with an amount of nodes to be advanced. Each biome has a tree with an amount of nodes to be advanced, determined by the GM. The player, the troop. See how slow this is typing? The troop knows how big the tree is. Each biome has a tree with an amount of nodes to advance to amount of nodes. Each has a travel tree with an amount of nodes to be advanced determined by the GM. Once the tree is complete, the troop fully passed through the biome. Trees vary in length based on region. Trees vary in length based on region, and what path the troop takes. Often being between 4 to 8 nodes long. Right, so it's like a single biome, 4 to 8 nodes. If it's a fairly easy to traverse one, that's a 4 node, where like going through a biome, you might be able to do that in a day by doing two careless paces or 3 confident paces. And if it's a longer biome, it might be 8 nodes. Trees vary in length based on region, what path the troop takes, often being between 4 to 8 nodes long. I think just that as a little... What? Oh, that was the header. What? What the frick? What the frick? Okay. The troop fully passes through the biome. Trees vary in length based on and what direction and what path it takes through it, often being between 4 to 8 nodes long. Okay, that's just something I wanted to add in. We're already all the way down here. Like, we already looked at. We've been looking at these for weeks now. I've reformatted it a couple times. It should be fine. I don't see anything crazy here. Every raccoon hearing the trash comment, yes, and it's my trash. I am continually humbled and surprised at how kind the community is. Example, conflicts. None of these conflicts should take longer than a session or two to complete. The names and location can easily be swapped to fit the game you're playing. Treat them as inspiration to jump off of or guideline to orient your other conflicts around. And then we just looked at all of this. And we have the Strovatellum. I'm going to one more time. Restart that. That doesn't change anything because this is already kicked over. Table of contents is up to date. We have an inner cover. I'm going to add options. Different first page. Options. Page numbers. Whole document. Footer. Start at 1. Different first page. How do I alter? Right, I want different. Right. I want page numbers. I need to remember how I make this so that it's separate. Footer format. Different. What? Whole document. Different odds and evens. Now I want foot numbers. Footer. Whole document. Why? Show on first page. What? Why can't I not apply? What the frick? Yo, what's up? How's your stream going? It's going well. We're about to drop a TTRPG, so you deserve good things. You're so kind, Zap. I did just realize we probably want to remove this and just put this on the itch page, don't we? Gosh. Page numbers. Let's continue from previous section. Whole document. Footer. Don't show on first page. Show on first page. This can be on the right side. Well, no, this is the inner cover. So this would be left side. Odds would be right side. Correct? 4. We have 5. If we go all the way down to the Rift Bleach regions, we have 155. We have 156. We have 100. And then we're good. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to throw this in a different document. Just so I have it. I think that it's a fairly good way of examining that. The saddest cover page. Do I put in more effort to the cover page? Do I genuinely like actually put in effort to it, or do I just leave it like black text on white? Because I could do like that, and I could do like a test 1. Like this would be really funny, and this is very on brand for me. There should be like a 5-minute dramatic countdown before clicking post. Well, I need to build the itch page first. I have not done anything on itch for this. I need to make the itch page, I need to make the background. I haven't checked with some of the folks that, like Monty, for instance, who have given me artwork. So I'm not going to add their art to the game yet. What was that cave painting thumbnail on the stream? The chat species? So if you're talking about this one, I assume. This is one where this is actually two separate pieces of art that I like spliced together. And so, and then I put text over it. So we have the Papa Plow, and with the Triska. And I would love to include this. It's just I didn't ask permission first. And so that's something where like with a stream thumbnail, if it's fan art, generally what I do is I just try to like, credit when I can. And I need to be better about like in the description adding credits. I generally will just say like, oh yeah, we got this from Monty over on Discord. But like I haven't asked permission for this. ASCII art of Arrow on the author section of the back cover. It's a playtest. It don't need to be fancy. I mean, it doesn't need to be fancy, but also like even ash cans, like Girlfriend, for instance, early access alpha had a cover, right? So I don't know how comfortable I can make it shiny later. I mean, hey, if I have your permission and you give me credit, I can add it right now, right? I can add this to the front cover and make this like halfway presentable. I think what I do, y'all tell me, format, page setup. What the frick? Why can't I change the page color? What the frick? Whole document. Do I make it like slightly like gray? Like what I could do. Insert image, not image. Where is it? Elements, watermark. Not faded. More image options. It's gonna be like 20% opacity. And I can make it size rotation. It's going to be 8.5. Don't lock aspect ratio by 11. And like just to give some more texture to this. How do we feel about that? Just like, so it's not disgusting? And now y'all can see that I'm not crazy, right? Y'all can see that this looks completely legible. This looks completely normal. This looks like something that is reasonable to have as a background because it's so clear to see. And then when I export it and I check it, it's going to be like illegible. If you like, I'm planning on making more when I can sit down and read it proper without looking back through the VODs. Well, I appreciate looking through the VODs. You tell me, friend, how do you want me crediting you? Like, would you prefer Raxus? Would you prefer Monty? You let me know. And that deleted all of them. Okay. You know what? I don't want to deal with this. I dealt with all distortions. Like I dealt with synthop, I dealt with distortions, I dealt with the watermark system. I'm not doing this. So I'm literally just going to make that opacity 0. I'm not going to like start screwing with it. This is a temporary thing. I'm going to change how I do this. Comic Sans. For drawings. I did use Comic Sans, and it was to upset you specifically. Texture cool, but it does give a feel to a thing. So in my opinion, plain playtest 1 can be better, leaving more ambiguous. It's like nature. Like I don't know. This still looks playtesty to me. It looks not bare minimum effort though. Like, and maybe that's it, right? Like maybe that's what I'm thinking, because like black text on white background feels very low effort to me. And I understand that's not the case. I had this whole like realization having read through all of Girlframe, like, yeah, it was mostly just black text, white background with a little bit of purple thrown in there for color. But I get in my own head about it. So I'm going to add a... Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into DaVinci Resolve. And like stream might struggle for a bit, so heads up. I don't know if DaVinci Resolve is going to be struggling with my OBS. Raxus, if you're still here, give me whatever credit you want. If it's a blue sky, if you want me to tag your Discord, if you just want me to say an anonymous arrow kisser, like whatever it ends up being, allow me to see if I still have it. I do! Oh, sorry. I do! Oh my gosh, my voice. Ah! I do. I don't even need that though, do I? Because what I can do instead, I can do image, upload from computer, fan art, TTRPG fan art. And just do this. You are behind text. And you are position options. Fixed position on page. You're like that. Where you are not down whatsoever. And then I could do like the plow beneath. But like I could just have the Triska be the one, the only, the cover. You feel? And then I would just like for the text, I would just have to for this text make it like white. Like we could just do this. How do we feel? Okay, and I don't want this cover. So different first pages on. We have 2, we have 3, we have 4. I've had issues with footings before, so I'm just changing that. And then this would be cover art by Raxus8 on YouTube. I'll just give you that unless you have a specific credit you want from me. But I am going to need that answer like in the next 10 minutes. The current front page is funny. I thought the current front page was funny too. However, if this is like legitimately something that I want people to look at and be like, oh, I'm kind of interested, I would like it to be at least like not ugly. I would like it to just be kind of presentable. Okay. Now I'm going to do the scary thing. File. Download. PDF. Pogging. Is it too big to download? It better not be too big to download. I'm going to commit arson if it's too big to download. I have yet to see the pop-up. I have yet to see it tell me, hey, we're doing this for you. We're downloading this for you. I don't know. It's just not doing anything. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna click it again. I'm worried that broke it. If I can't release this because like Google Drive is too weak to be able to download it, I'm going to like actually be really sad. No, but like it's just not. Do I have a spare save? So remember, this is Google Drive. This saves to the cloud. It has been saving every single time I make an edit. And I think that's part of why it's been so laggy, is because it saves the entire document every edit. So like this is all saved. This is all good. This is all Gucci. So check my downloads. Like I don't have it downloaded. I don't have the notification that it got downloaded. what I'm going to do, I'm going to try, and I'm just going to set up an itch page. Because, hey, why not? Certainly, that can't be the worst thing that I can do at this moment. Create new project. Upload cover image. I'll just upload Monty's art. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a minute. And title: The Neolithic. Optional: Stone Age civilization. Stone Age TTRP. A Stone Age. Do I do biopunk or do I do what's it called? Do I do biopunk or do I do what's the other one? Xenofauna. Xenofiction. Also, I put on really intense music, expecting it to play as we downloaded. I don't think we're downloading, bros. Greet singular to each of you. Well, no, that's just rude. How dare you? Can just come back to it. I don't know. A Stone Age Xenofiction, a Stone Age biopunk TTRPG, where you create an entire species. Where you play an entire species. It is a physical game. I only have downloadable files. I'm gonna make this playtest. I feel like I'll get yelled at if I do no payments again. So I'm just gonna make it 0 or donate. And suggested donation amount will do $6.90. Because I am a child. Details. This is where we go. Also, let me real quick. The music is the centipede theme is always a little bit too loud. You just turn it down slightly. The world is big and scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. The Neolithic is a xenofiction biopunk TTRPG centered around evolution in a world where magic is fading. Up until recent years, your species could rely on the rift for energy, communication, and even reproduction. But now the rift is closing and the ether blast across the world is fading. Evolution is playing catch up. It looks like you'll be the one changing. I think the world is big scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. Up until recent years, your species could rely on the rift for energy, communication, even reproduction. But now the rift is closing and the ether blast across the world is fading. Evolution is playing catch up. Looks like you'll be the one changing. And then this is where we go dash, 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 dash. And then we go, should have made it $6.70. That would make people mad. And I think that's even funnier. What if I just go like like just 69.67. That's my suggested donate. That's what I think that this game is worth. I think it's worth $69.67. The world is big and scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. Up until recent years, the Neolithic is a Stone Age biopunk TTRPG. Is a xenofiction biopunk TTRPG where you create a Stone Age civilization. Your species Just gonna ignore the noises I hear outside. None of my business. Xenolithic is a xenofiction biopunk TTRPG where you create a Stone Age civilization of a Stone Age civilization and the species where you create a species developing into a Stone Age civilization. Evolve traits, travel the world, and struggle against the forces of a travel. How do I sell this? That's my question. Is like yeah, the pitch is like it's a Stone Age TTRPG where it's biopunk and like magic is fading. Like Xenolithic is a xenofiction biopunk TTRPG where you create a species developing into a Stone Age civilization. You start with magic being able to handle your every need, but that magic is fading, and so you need to learn your independence. You start with magic being able to handle your every need, but that magic is fading, and so you need to learn, but that magic is fading. Evolve traits, develop technology, and create a species that can withstand the test of time. Inspired by games such as Spore and Civilization, this system is oriented around the development of culture and the exploration of an unfamiliar world. Your creature will die, but its species will live on, learn from its mistakes, and grow until the fateful day when the rift closes for good. Included in this product are a standalone TTRPG system using a combination, standalone TTRPG system. Like, do I just start listening like, a standalone TTRPG system, allowing a standalone TTRPG system oriented around species creation. Like, what do other more talented people put as their pitches? Like, if I look up like Kane Itch right now, and I click on this, and I swap my window capture over to it. So it's a little bit of like an intro from Tom Bloom. Includes rules for making exorcists. Okay. Okay, so I think what I do is I think I keep the little thing up here. The world is big and scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. Up until recent years, you could rely on the rift for energy, communication, and even reproduction, but now the rift is closing, the ether blast across the world is fading. Evolution is playing catch-up. Looks like you'll be the one changing. Xenolithic is a xenofiction biopunk TTRPG where you create a species developing into a Stone Age civilization. You start with magic being able to handle your every need, but that magic is fading. Evolve traits, develop technology, and create a species that can withstand the test of time. Inspired by games such as Spore and Civilization, this system is oriented around the development of culture and the exploration of an unfamiliar world. Your creature will die, but its species will live on, learn from its mistakes, and grow until the fateful day when the rift closes for good. After that, it's all up to how well you prepared. Includes rules for creating a species, complete with the rules for creating species and the creatures that represent it. The world is scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. Does it for me already. I guess it's a great signpost of, look at this. This is cool. And not the full sale though. I mean, that's why I like, for like 6 months now, that's been the top of my document. The world is big and scary. You are a blob. One of you needs to change. Like that is like the hook, I would say. And then once you hear, oh, it's a Stone Age TTRPG where like magic is fading. That sounds really weird. Wait, xenofiction? Like there are no humans? Wild. Not include. So I think includes humans, metallurgy, work in progress. Does not include metallurgy, writing. like I just want to include a bunch of things that like like this I don't want this to come across like, oh, this is the playtest that like I'm gonna add this later. I want it to be like, hey, this is like things that are not present in this world. Does not include biological coherence, metallurgy, cartography, writing, or any other, or anything more advanced than the wheel. Humans. Oh yeah, we'll never include. We'll never include. Well, because the game might include. Yeah. So anything more advanced than the wheel. Humans. So I think this is like cute, right? I think this is a cute little addition of just like, oh, here's what it includes. Like, oh, you can make a species and you can make like gear. So I think crafting, alchemy, pets, travel, 12 regions, each with an example biome. 4 example conflicts to jumpstart your game. I think we go. Okay, so rules for creating a species, and for creating a species from the ground up, where you can choose every single trait. It well, no, it might include capitalism. Because like it's never going to be biologically coherent. It's never going to be anything more advanced than the wheel. It's never going to have a human, but you might have capitalism, right? You might have, like, and anything more advanced than the wheel is like kind of tongue in cheek, but like you might develop like formalized writing in the game. So I think rules for creating a species from the ground up, where you choose every single trait it has and evolve it in a desperate race against magic fading. The rift closure tree a ticking clock that both indicates how long magic will retain in the world, as well as a ticking clock that both indicates as well as how long the players have before they can spend their XP. Travel rules that allow your troop to each take on different roles, contributing to the travel rules that allow your troop to each take on different roles, contributing to the... Okay, I have to have one, right? I have to have one. I think I have to have one worrying... there is no carrying capacity because it hasn't been invented yet. I have to have one. I love the joke that I make in this game consistently of there is no X because it hasn't been invented yet. I think no need to worry about carrying capacity because it hasn't been invented yet. Travel rules that allow your troop to each take... that allow your creature to take on different roles, contributing to the troop as you advance through an uncertain world. Rules for recruiting species from the ground up, where you choose every single trait it has and evolve it in desperate race against magic fading. Factions will form. Cultures. Imagine you're playing Neolithic and the guy you're playing with sneakily creates the closest thing to humans possible. I think that'll be really funny. I think that'll be very genuinely funny. Gosh, now I just had this idea of like a 20-year group that plays through a world from Stone Age to the far-flung future. Yeah, and like something I've done, I've talked about this. Neolithic is canon to my world. It is prehistory. Synthop is also canon to my world. It is like it's near future sci-fi. If I make a superhero TTRPG and then I make a fantasy TTRPG, you could reasonably play through the various like eras of my world back to back to back, all in the same like continuum. Rules for creating a species from the ground up, where you choose every single trait it has and evolve it in a desperate race against magic fading. Leverage factions. Leverage factions. What else does species do? Leverage factions. Develop culture. And call upon your ancestors to leverage factions, develop culture, and call upon your ancestors to survive the harrowing nights. The Rift Closer tree, a ticking clock that both indicates how long magic will retain in the world, as well as how long the players have before they can spend their XP. A crafting system that allows you to harvest anything from anything and slap it together. A crafting system that allows you to harvest anything and slap it together in a ramshackle approximation of a useful tool. Just don't get too attached. Mysterious, unknown alchemy alchemical processes that rely on the ether fading from the world. It is never to be it has never been understood, and your players won't change that. Pets. Pets. And the ability to domesticate wild animals into generational companions. 12 regions, each with an example biome for your to populate your world. 12 regions, each with an example biome to populate your world. I think. What if it? So if this is, I have 12 regions, each of which has one biome, and each biome has 6 creatures / animals. So that would be 72. I think so. This would be 72 bestiary. 72 bestiary entries across 12 regions, forming ecosystems and biomes that you're to populate your world. Ah, gosh. Detective noir TTRPG flavor to fit Arrow World setting. I can already imagine elves getting in tune with the soundscape of the city to follow target, or orc vigilante following the scent of blood. Yeah. 72 bestiary entries across 12 regions, forming ecosystems and biomes to populate your world. Each has its own uses as well as superstitions surrounding them. For example conflicts to jumpstart your game and introduce you to the cultures of your ancestors. Will never include biological coherence, anything more advanced than the wheel. Humans. Okay, so let us go back here. Google Doc not downloading. Like, I suppose I could try as... I don't know what an ODT is. I could try a Word doc. Maybe it's a PDF is being upset. The Word doc's working. Okay. Motorcycle, did you do this? Did you rescue me from my purgatory of PDF? Also, pets becoming generational companions evokes for me the trope of... Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. Like the rules for pets. I can go to them. Pets. Right, pet taming. What is it? Right, so they have a temperament, and their temperament determines like how they are broadly speaking. So they start hostile, and then they become withdrawn, and then they become curious, and then they become friendly, and then they might become tamed. But they can only become tamed if they're not wild. If they're wild, that's if they're taken from the wild. Their children, if they're friendly, will become acclimated. And then the children of tamed creatures, which can only be acclimated, will be domesticated. So the idea being is that it's generally like every animal species takes or a third generation becomes domesticated. And when they're domesticated, they're easier to train. They seek out companions. And it's the idea of like, I wanted to make it simple enough that like you'll actually do it, that it's not going to like take forever. But still, like, if you find a wolf in the wild, that wolf is never going to fully trust you. That wolf might work alongside you. That wolf might be your companion, but it's never going to be like domesticated. But if that wolf has kids, and then you take care of the kids, and then maybe your creature dies, and then your kids take up those wolf kids, those wolves are acclimated and they might be friendly. Then those wolves might have kids, and then those friendly wolves make domesticated animals, and then like blah, 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 and such and so forth, right? That's the goal. The goal is that it becomes generational. PDF purgatory. Yeah, so let me open up this Word doc. I think the Word doc is going to be screwy. Oh, I forgot. I don't have Word. So, whoop. So it's not an issue of downloading. It's for whatever reason, it's not letting me do a PDF. A very small creature built like a snail carrying a giant heckin' rock as their nut cracking tool. With carrying capacity not being invented yet. Basically, yeah. Open Google Docs, document, file, share with others, and check the file permissions. You can print your file, but select saves PDF in the printing options. Oh, that might work. So let me real quick. I'm just going to. Sorry. I think I should be able to just like save it as a PDF, no? So if I do print. Oh, we're pogging. PogChamp? Arrow pogs? No PDF? Gosh. Okay, so it's loading. I'm stuck in loading purgatory now. But that's better than PDF purgatory, am I right? So we are approaching actually being able to download this thing. I have conceptions of a plan of downloading this. I'm at the point where I didn't eat today. Whoop. It's been 2.5 hours and I've been locked in. I just remembered I hadn't eaten anything today. We were talking about soup earlier. How did I not realize I hadn't? I mean, I did realize I started stream. I actually, up until a minute before I started stream, I didn't consider that I was going to be starting stream. I figured I was going to kick it back an hour to focus on Neolithic. But at this point, like, I'm glad that I just kind of like hopped on and I'm able to grind through this in like 2 hours, right? I do fear the fact that we're on like minute 2 of downloading this thing and it's just not working. So, I don't know what I'm drawing. I think I'm drawing Yoshi. Like, if you know anything about me, it's that I cannot sit still. I think that this is like a little spider. And they're trying to eat the spider. I think this is a Yoshi. I don't know what this is. Is that a hippo? think that they're like drooling. No, that's odd. Right? They're drooling as they're attempting to consume the spider on them. Maybe they're a hungry, hungry hippo. Right? Maybe that's what they are. All I know is that they're focused on this thing on their face. What is this? Top 10 questions science can't explain. It's still a preview. It's still chugging. It's still trying to load the preview. Do I smell something bad? Sorry, I thought maybe it's just like my brain, but like I was worried that I was smelling something I should not be smelling, like burning. And then I'm like, is that my device? Dot is bug. Bug is dot. It's still going. It's still loading the preview. I might have to kick it for after stream because it might be that because I'm still streaming, I'm splitting my like CPU and my GPU usage. That might be what it is. So like, yay. I don't even know, dog. Like, dude, like I didn't have a plan after this. Like I could program. I could just continue. But I kind of want to just get Xeneolithic done. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that like it's finally at a playtest state. It's finally at a point where I can just like be bing chilling. Oh my gosh. Who is this? Who are you? And why are you eating this bug? What's the lore here? I think that this is Haley the hippo. And this is your lovable children's protagonist, who is a good person but kind of dumb, and therefore gets up to some shenanigans. And I think that this bug is her Jiminy Cricket. Oh, sorry. If she's going to be female, we have to... And one more. Right, because everyone knows that if you are female or femme presenting, you have to have massive eyelashes and a like a ribbon in your hair. Though I will say, what I will point out, unironically, eye makeup is like the GOAT if you want to present more femme. I did not realize this until I started using it. And if you just use a little bit of eyeliner, or if you have a little bit of eyeshadow, unironically, that like really feminizes your face. Charlotte the spider. I don't think Charlotte's web involved a hippopotamus that was attempting to eat her. However, I don't remember Charlotte's web. I think I maybe watched part of one of the movies once. I never read it. So like, you could tell me there's a hippo in it and I just have to believe you based off the fact that like, what am I going to do? Prove you wrong? Okay, do I cancel the preview or do I let it just keep cooking in the background? Like, do I cancel the PDF and then do I just do it later? I'm concerned what that might mean for me. Anywho, I on Twitch planned on programming. And I already spent all of my creative brain power right now, and I still have to make a video for tomorrow because I have a mega dungeon. Charlotte's Web watch along. Listen, I have like 4 other things that people want me to watch more than Charlotte's Web. So naturally, I have to catch you in my Charlotte's Web of just malice. I have to snare you in the spider's trap that is my web of diffusion and confusion. And from there, you will understand what true pain is. And true pain is having to watch every single version of Charlotte's Web at the same time. All on the exact same screen. All at like 30% opacity. No, like 50% opacity. Because then you get just enough of each of them. It's like, ugh. Hot? What, me inflicting pain on you? And oh, I suppose me restraining you inflicting pain on you. Yeah, my audience would like that. Screw it. You get TV time.
And we are now live.
All right, I will
To
now
a
utter
live
minor,
studio
mediocre,
audience.
I will now utter minor, mediocre, and major threats to the DM.
Let me go to the TV setup. The video,
Okay, so
like
that was in
a
Australia.
minute.
How to wake up at 4 a.m. for sessions as though that's not.
That's
Okay.
pretty Sigma of them.
I'm putting
that
on
was
the
very
TV. You get
That
to
sounds like the
watch
sort
my
of person
recent
that
session of
NCR
Biophage
someone
on
else's
Patreon now if you want the full thing.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I'm going to sit
Alright,
here and
I'm
watch
ready
this
when y'all
preview
are.
loading.
Let's go
All right,
through
let's
it.
go.
So let me continue with the preamble.
Y'all get like 5
narration
minutes of
thingy.
this, and we see how we're feeling
So,
after 5 minutes of watching
Your
this preview
story
in the background.
begins in the city. It's gonna be any city. It can be New York, it can be Chicago, it can be Adelaide, Tokyo. Doesn't matter. It's a city. You've been a biphage for a few good months, and since your eventual graft, you have managed
I
to
can make this bigger.
get a
if
bit
I
of
wanted.
relative peace for yourselves. Through hard work or simply or luck, you managed to not get much attention to yourself, despite your occasional feeding and petty crimes related to grave robbing.
Am I a reaction channel
Things
to myself
have
at
been
this
going well
point?
for this past few months, other than your own.
Because I am feeling the
personal life
pressure to like
slowly
not talk
deteriorating
over
for
the video,
new
even though
reasons.
I am in the video and I am one of the people
it's
that
been
is
good.
talking.
However, you've
Yes, my
heard
favorite city, the
rumors
city.
about things happening. You've heard about bodies
wonder.
appearing in canals, in warehouses, disemboweled,
This is a-
bitten.
Honestly, this is
roughed
not the
up.
most odd setup I've had.
Definitely not your work. You're trying to be methodical.
Like having
you
a
try to hide
TV
things
play
in
a
graves,
past
sometimes you just eat things
TTRPG
whole
session I've been a
just
part
to
of,
avoid leaving
while
anything
a piece of
behind.
fan art of a random
There is
horrified,
something else
horrifying,
nearby that's
tortured
been
creature
causing
is in a
ruckus.
pot of soup before
now
me is
you've
not
been
the oddest
noticing
setup I've
there's
had. If anything,
signs
like,
of whatever piece
I just-
you've built for yourself slowly deteriorating.
just make it even
You
worse
see
by adding a
cops
gun.
be a lot more active around the streets at night. Hell, you
There we
swear
go.
you
Now
caught
it's just
glimpses
slightly
of
that
you
much worse. And
on
if we really want,
rooftops while you cross the street, your peace, as you like to call it.
this is my ideal
nearing
stream.
its
I hope
end,
you know.
factors
This
that
is just
you
like
haven't
what I get.
controlled,
Like if
nor
I'm
can
not
control.
stimulated, this is what I do in my free time.
You fear that
This
anyone-
is my
that any one
brain,
of these days,
and I
this
hope that you understand that.
interloper, this creature, whatever it might be, it is going to ruin what you have, and you cannot let that happen.
Okay.
However, you don't have anything solid yet to go by. You haven't managed
More
to
to
get a
print this
glimpse of
PDF.
any of the bodies that have been left behind. You haven't managed to find
Okay, enough.
anything of that sort. And so you keep on going for the time being, waiting for an opportunity, hopefully before it's too late, for you to learn more about this.
I'm gonna give it
event.
like 5 minutes, and then I'm just
For the
gonna
time
wrap
being,
up
you are right now
my
in the middle of
itch
your
page, and I'm just
what
not
seems
gonna
to
try.
be nightly at this point expedition to the local graveyard. Doing, you guessed what? Grave robbing. The story begins with you halfway through a grave, poking at a large mound of dirt and what seems to be some sort of rock or gravel. You shovel and shovel and shovel and shovel until eventually you hear a large thud as your shovel hits something.
Reagan, I hope this is a fresh one. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, we haven't really hit one of those in a while, have we? I clunk
Please.
into it once more.
The coffin seems to be of decently good quality, all things considered.
I, in the
Though I'm
background,
not sure
just
if that's
work
because
on
it's
my
new or if it's because it's
work
really
on
good.
my
Could be either or. Time for an unboxing.
theme of my game.
Time to open this clamshell and see if there's a pearl. If only
Break it
you
open.
had more strength. And I try and
Break it open,
pry
a
it
cold
open.
one.
You want to open it? You want to open it?
I'm gonna clear off more of the dirt, try and pry it open, using my shovel as leverage.
Using your shovel and a bit of your own slightly
Upload
higher
failed?
strength, thanks to Vachigorb,
What the frick?
you eventually break the locks from the coffin. With a large thunk and a clank, it opens up.
Oh, it's greater than the maximum
It's a
dimensions.
bite.
Turn off of the side and bring it down.
That's why. Unpause.
The soft light from the lantern sort of gives you a better look about how the body is. It's not too old, all things considered, maybe a week old. It does seem to be leaking some embalming fluid, so eating it won't be exactly pleasant. But it is relatively well preserved.
Reagan, I need this, please. I'm starving.
I always get sick to my stomach after you eat them when they have embalming, but
Just rid them out. I just rid them out. I need this. I'm starving.
first, I don't want you swallowing a watch again. And I'd start searching it.
No.
Anything
Yeah,
valuable?
we really
This is a-
had
seems to be somebody's
Rory just
grandma.
decided to play Mickey
They are in a
Mouse
nice
and be
little
my
floral
pathetic
dress.
little
They don't have any
companion.
pockets, so you
It was
can
very
look
funny.
at the sides of the coffin
Where
if there
the
is
frick
anything
did that just
good.
art go?
There's some padding.
Ah,
Somebody has left
criminy.
like
Normie.
$10 bill. Not much in terms of like goes, oh jackpot, you see something. Just behind the pillow where she has finally laid her head.
Fricky.
Seems to be some sort of necklace.
Hecky.
Gold, but you're not sure of its quality.
I put a hand on her head, and I shift it to the side, and there's a little of her neck bending the way it's not supposed to, and I try and grab it.
Oh, shiny. What's that?
Frick
I don't care much. I just want the
darn
food.
drats.
Yeah, you'll get your food
I
once I
smell the
get my
blood of an
pay.
English rat.
Does it look quality? Does it look tarnished? Does it look an antique, maybe?
I'm not sure about its age. It's neither tarnished nor looks too weathered with age.
Hog.
It
Poggy.
does seem to be decently shiny, though be fabricated. You definitely take it to somebody who's more experienced with this sort of stuff to get you a better appraisal.
And Mishima will know what this is, and I put it around my neck and tuck it underneath my shirt. And I do one more pass. Anything in her pockets, any jewelry. I pocket $10 bill.
This one was old. I don't know if this one would work for the parts program.
Yeah, I don't think any of her internals are going to be good for you. And clearly, I pick up one of her arms, the sagging skin. I just let it drop and it flops down on the padding.
It kind of creaks. It doesn't fall completely quickly. It kind of like creaks downwards, but it's like.
Oh,
Okay,
That's
it's a
stiff for
Neolithic
ya, don't you
playtest.
think?
Oh, biomass is
We are
biomass.
hogging.
I'll take
Alright.
it.
Well, and I do my best to wipe off the embalming fluid and just kind of like put it in a pile in the corner of the coffin, just because
We're still loading the
I don't want
preview.
to deal with my stomach feeling off until tomorrow morning.
So you kind of
Isn't that what normally happens? That is what normally happens.
Expands as you take bites and constantly shove parts of the body deeper within you. Your internal mechanisms kind of alter and mutate by themselves to accommodate the incoming food. Eventually,
Okay, so you got enough. It's fine. I think we have to kick the preview, the download, because it's just not happening. I think what I do is I just, in the background, I leave it running. I honestly, it's been 3 hours. I am not a 3-hour Andy. However, I might actually just like wrap up now because, I mean, to put it plainly, like I did what I wanted to do. The main thing I wanted to do today was to get the Neolithic in a position where I can drop it, and I'm trying my best, and it is simply not having it. And obviously, we kind of had the celebration earlier. We had a bunch of people do the hype train, gift subs, and whatever, which I very much appreciate. So, I think I'm gonna wrap up stream early, and I'm gonna fight it. Goal accomplished. Stream complete. I mean, goal is not accomplished. Goal has not been accomplished. I have not uploaded it. I have tried my best, and it's just not uploading because it's not saving is my issue. It's so silly. However, my goal is I get it out like now, like whenever I can get it downloaded, I'm going to upload the project, and then I'm going to on Discord. I'm probably going to at like the TTRPG role, and I'm going to say like, hey, if you want to be involved in the play, or do I add everyone? I have avoided adding everyone, I think, my entire time of running the Discord because I hate folks that add everyone for everything. And I understand that like adding everyone like once a year usually isn't that bad, but like this is something where I don't know if this is important enough to add everyone. So if people are interested and they're following and they want to be involved in the playtest, I might just make it like a more truncated and I'll make a Xeneolithic roll, or I'll make an Arrow TTRPGs roll. I'll make like an Arrow playtest roll, and I'll at y'all, and I'll bother y'all, and I will say like, hey, it's coming out today. It's gonna drop. It's gonna be free. Like, be on the lookout. And so, everyone is good here. I mean, I don't disagree, but also I would feel very bad. I think I would be more inclined to at everyone once Xeneolithic proper drops, because if I am a casual viewer of Arrow and I get added, I'm not the person that's going to be playtesting because I'm just casual viewer. I don't really care. But if I'm someone that like watches streams and I watch video and I watch the shorts and I'm really excited to be in the Discord, I'm probably more inclined to want to playtest. At least the first one, to make sure people know. I mean, that's fair. Like I'm not going to disagree with that. And today was supposed to be a short for Xeneolithic. Today was supposed to be a Xeneolithic short announcing the playtest. And one, I realized that it was late and I didn't want to record a new short. And two, I wanted to make a biophage clip. So I ended up doing that instead. I might end up doing it tomorrow if this thing ends up saving by tomorrow. Google Doc not saving as PDF. Check file permissions. Use the print function. Print, save as PDF. I don't have any browser extensions. So I'm just going down a list to like figure out what there might be. I don't want to use the Google Docs app. Share and export. I guess like I could try to use my phone, I suppose, is one of the solutions given. Maybe just try once you end stream. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do some nonsense. Y'all have been so kind. You've been so patient. I appreciate you so much. I am going to send y'all over to Cat. So I'm gonna send you all over to Cat. We had a very productive stream. We were very good about this. We got a lot of production done. It's now just the heirs of technology fall on our face. We are being prevented from continuing this. We're gonna hit her with an Arrow Raid Pog. If you don't know Cat, she is a super comfy trans streamer who does a lot of YouTube voiceovers, who does a lot of streaming here on Twitch. She's currently playing Warframe, absolute Warframe addict, and super fun, super chill, super sweet, super wholesome. Be on the lookout for tomorrow. It's going to be probably a Mega Dungeon video. I might have to pivot depending on how tonight is, because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be busy tomorrow morning. I have a session. I actually have a session with my siblings in a vampire game for the first time. And tonight, I kind of want to just chill. So I might end up making tomorrow's video really simple, which means that Monday would be a Mega Dungeon. Wednesday, I'm going to be summarizing Junji Ito's Black Paradox on the stream. And then Friday is going to be the first Friday stream in a while that hasn't been all about Xeneolithic. So take care. Thank you so much for swinging by. Thank you so much for all the support. I will at you on the Discord.